Real Madrid fan to let them know, because the Ballon d'Or just released the Men's Club of the Year, and here are the 5 nominees. Starting off, you got PSG, Liverpool, Chelsea, you've even got Botafogo, a team from the Brazilian league, and of course the best till last, Barcelona. But there is one team that is missing. Where is supposedly the biggest club of all time, the best team in the world? Real Madrid. Because I don't know if my eyes aren't working, something's going wrong, but I clearly cannot see them on this list. I mean, at least there is one positive, and they won't need to act like babies and boycott the ceremony, because there is no need for them to attend it, because they have not been awarded for one award. With my football club, the biggest club in the world, the pride of La Liga, and not only the men's team but also the women's team have been nominated for the Club of the Year. Let's just let football do its justice and give Barcelona the award, man. Forget about PSG, man. They're all your club. Liverpool, they got knocked out round of 60. They weren't even in the Champions League. Botafogo, fair enough, but come on, just give it to Barca. This could be one of the biggest robberies that we have ever seen in the history of the sport if Desiree Doué wins the Copa Trophy at the Ballon d'Or ceremony in a month's time. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they managed to rob Lamine Yamal, because they've already done it once, giving Desiree Doué the young player of the Champions League season. If you guys haven't seen, Ballon d'Or just released their top 10 candidates for the Copa Trophy Award, and here they are. Ayoub Bouadi, Pau Kubasi, one of our own. Hopefully he can get second place. Desiree Doué, Esteval, Dean Huijsen, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Rodrigo Moura, João Neves, Kenan Yildiz, and of course last year's winner, Lamine Yamal. I want to address this fake rumor that's been going around, that if you've won the Copa Trophy once in your career, you can no longer win it. And of course, since Lamine Yamal won it last year, people are saying Lamine Yamal cannot win it this year. But that's completely false. As you guys can read right up here, how many times can you win the Copa Trophy as a player? And here is the answer. Can a player win the Copa Trophy twice? Yes. Theoretically, a player can win the Copa Trophy multiple times as long as they remain under 21 years old. There's more proof. When an interviewer asked Gavi a few years ago, when did you first think about winning the Copa Trophy for the second time? Gavi responded, can we win it twice? The interviewer asked, yes, if you are still under 21 years old. Gavi then said, so Pedri can still win it too? Interviewer said, yes, you can win 2, 3, and even 4 times. No matter how many times you win, you can still win it. Gavi said, I hope so. Now, I don't know where this fake rumor has come out from, where you can only win the Copa Trophy once, but everyone seems to believe it. It's completely false. Lamine Yamal not only deserves to win the Ballon d'Or this year, but also the Copa Trophy. And if he doesn't, there will be problems.
Lamine Yamal back-to-back Copa Trophy. And yes, he can win it twice. It's not the Golden Boy, it's the Copa Trophy, guys. When you look at the list, it makes sense for it to happen again. I'm sorry. Let's start with Desiree Doué. Yeah, well done, treble, everything, all that. But you ain't better than Lamine Yamal. Under 21, I'm sorry, I'm picking Yamal over you. MLS, the boy. Great season, but I'm not picking you over Lamine Yamal. Rodrigo Moura, you, the future. But not this year. Lamine Yamal over you. Yildiz. We all love Yildiz, right? But I'm saying it again. Yamal over you. João Neves. Woo! Amazing player. Incredible. But Yamal over you. Kubasi, the boy. Come on, guys. Yamal over you. Now we cooking. Now this is where I'm a bit, French league and everything. But Lamine Yamal over you. Dean Huijsen. Shouts out to Juve. I can't believe you let him go. Yamal over you. There's no discussion. It's literally debating for the number 2 position in the Ballon d'Or right now. So how can he not be the best under 21 player in the world? Oh, we tired. Every time Yashin Trophy nomination, they put Emiliano Martinez since 2022. Oh, stop. At this point, it's obvious. It's because he's friends with Messi. In which eye do you see Emiliano Martinez this season? Even the seasons before, but even more this season, as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. In the world! Donnarumma, no debate. Treble, it's been amazing. Save PSG countless time. Thibaut Courtois, tough season for Real Madrid, but he was still at there with a good level. Lucas Chevalier, Lille, beat Real Madrid, beat Atletico. It was amazing this whole season. Bonu, we saw what he was able to do. Even though he didn't win the league with Al Hilal, he did amazing in the Club World Cup, and he did amazing even throughout the whole season, and even for Morocco, bro. Alisson Becker, no debate. Alisson, we all know how good he is. All Black, amazing. All Black has always been amazing. It's always great. Jan Sommer, we saw the crazy save that he did in the Champions League, man of the match and all that, crazy. Matt Sales, and David Raya both got the most clean sheets in the Premier League last season. What has Martinez done? You look at the table, yeah? In the top 6, Aston Villa is the team that conceded the most goals. Why is it here?
There are officially 2 days before the Ballon d'Or nominees are announced. So here are my top 5 Ballon d'Or contenders of the year. Starting off in number 5, we have Noon Min. Like, not only did he lock up some of the best wingers in the world, including the best like Yamal and Mo Salah, but he also won the treble, scoring in the Champions League, 5 GA at left back, by the way, and he won the Nations League. What else more to say? Now, moving on to the 4th spot, we have his partner in crime, Hakim. Whoa, that's a bad choice of words right now. But nevertheless, it's pretty much the same story. However, he did score in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. He got the semi-final winner, and he scored in the final as a right back. What a player. Now, moving on to top 3, we have Rafinha. This brother had an absolutely insane season with 60 GA and only 2 penalties. Not to mention La Liga player of the season, UCL top goal scorer and assister. Now, in number 2, it was so close, but we have Lamine Yamal. Like what else do I have to say about this kid, bro? He don't have the insane stats, but he gave us those iconic moments. And not just at club level, but on an international scale too. This kid is special. But the 2025 Ballon d'Or winner should go to Ousmane Dembele. 52 GA. He's got the stats. He won the treble, including the UCL. He got 2 assists in one of the most dominant finals in history and was League One's player of the season and top scorer. Like, he cleaned up the whole world.
Ballon d'Or have just released their nominees for the Copper Trophy, which is the Young Best Player of the Year. And we're going to be going through all of the nominees in this video, ranking them from worst to best in my ranking order of who I would give the Copper Trophy to. And we have got Bouhaddi, Koulibaly, Doué, Estevao, Howson, Lewis Skelly, Moura, João Neves, Yamal, and Yildiz to choose from. Starting off in 10th place for me is Bouhaddi, a player that I'm just going to be completely honest. This might be old ball knowledge on my part. I didn't really know who he was before this. He's played for Lille this season. I think he's played 36 games in defensive midfield, a 17-year-old, but I've not really heard too much about him this season, so he goes in at 10th for me. Then coming in at number 9 for me is Moura for SV Porto. He scored 10 goals in Liga NOS this season and had a really good season for them at the age of 18, is a very young, attacking, exciting talent, so he goes in at 9th for me. Then coming in at number 8 is Estevao. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around him, a lot of people talking about him being the next Neymar. However, he's only scored 5 goals in the Brazilian league this season, and I just feel like he might have his time to come where he's higher in this list, but for this list, I'm going to give him 8. Then coming in at number 7 for me is Yildiz from Juventus, a young, exciting talent. Probably one of the only things exciting about Juventus at the moment. Whenever I watch him play for Juventus, he's one of the standout players. And yeah, he had a decent season this season. I expect him to get better and better as he gets a little bit older. Then at 6th, I've gone with Miles Lewis Skelly. He only played a handful of games last season. However, when he did play, he was very exciting. He was very good as well from that left back position, carrying the ball into midfield. And he's done it in the Champions League as well as the Premier League. Although it's a short amount of time, he was very impressive when he did play. Then coming in at number 5 is Pau Koulibaly, putting together a exceptional season under Hansi Flick at Barcelona last season, playing a part of that Barcelona defense, which was very, very exposed at times, very, very high. However, I thought he was absolutely exceptional. Then coming in at number 4 for me is Dean Howson, a player that just has so much talent. It is absolutely ridiculous. And some people would argue because Koulibaly played for Barcelona and had a much better season in terms of defensive record-wise last season, that he should be ahead of Dean Howson. I just think Dean Howson is so good on the ball, carrying the ball out of the defense, picking passes from distance, and just technically is absolutely superb to the point where he just blew my mind last season. So for me, he goes in at number 4. Then for me, this is going to be a little bit controversial. I'm going with Desiree Doué at number 3. Now, some people might raise their eyebrows at that because obviously of his Champions League performance. However, if you look at his full season, while he is such an exciting talent, and I'm sure that he probably will win this trophy in the next year or two, I just think that maybe it's a little bit premature to put him above the other 2 I've selected above him, although he's immensely talented. That is because João Neves, the season he put together for PSG this season, he has to go in for number 2 for me because he was so integral to everything PSG did in that midfield alongside Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz last season. His engine in midfield, technical ability, he's just a dog. He just works so hard, and he was so exciting to watch alongside Vitinha as well in that PSG midfield last season. Absolutely unbelievable. And then coming in at number 1, I mean, it's just, is there a decision to make? It's Lamine Yamal. Of course he wins this trophy. Absolutely ridiculous. he is just a freak of nature. And if he continues on the path he is going, he could be one of the greatest footballers of all time. I mean, a genuine freakish talent, unbelievable to watch. And yeah, hopefully he's as good this season as he was last season. And if he's better, I mean, my word, what are we in for?
Alright, so the Ballon d'Or nominees is today, and this is my top 5. This is the only right and the only correct list ever, alright? Ever. On TikTok, this is the only list that's perfect. The only perfect list. Alright, so we got Rafinha, Dembele, Lamine, Salah, and Hakimi. I mean, Rafinha is just self-explanatory. I mean, he's one of the best players, actually the greatest player last season. One of the best players last season. It's not even a debate. I mean, if you disagree, look at the stats. The stats says it all. Look at the stats, bro. Look at this. Oh my days. We will never see a season like this from Rafinha again. This is his Ballon d'Or, bro. This is his Ballon d'Or. I mean, bro, there's no debate. There's no debate. Rafinha was the best player in the world last season, bro. The best player on the pitch every game. I mean, what? Like, what? There's no debate. There's no debate, bro. If you disagree, go argue with your wall. Go argue with your girl. Oh, wait, you don't got one. If you disagree, then fuck you, nigga.
So the nominees are officially out for the 2025 Copper Trophy. I'm going to rank them all from 10 to 1 on who deserves it the most. No disrespect to anyone on this list. Obviously, they've been nominated for a reason. But at 10, I've gone with Biwadi. I've not seen much of him, so I think he's got to be 10th in my list, to be honest. 9th is the 18-year-old Rodrigo Moura. He's been balling out for Porto, to be fair, but he's not as good as the rest on this list. At 8, this might be an unpopular one, but I've actually gone with Kenan Yildiz. Obviously a great young player. He's 20 years old now, and he's been balling out for Juventus in fairness. But again, the rest of this list is just a bit better, to be honest. At 7, I've gone with Estevao, and if I was to put a bet on it, I'm sure he'd be top 3 maybe next year. He's an outstanding talent, but based off this year, I can't have him higher than 7th. Miles Lewis Skelly's number 6 for me. Obviously an outstanding year. You forget he didn't make his debut until this year, but he's going to be 6th for me. I think 5th is a fair ranking for Dean Howson. Obviously had a great year and thoroughly deserves that move to Real Madrid. I've got Pau Kabasian at 4th. Again, one of the brightest young talents in world football. An amazing, amazing centre-half, and he might well win this award next year. Taking the bronze medal for me, though, is João Neves. I didn't realise he was still 20 years old, to be honest, and could be nominated for this, but what a player. Desiree Doué is an obvious silver medal. I think the top 2 are fairly obvious, to be honest. He's going to be coming in at 2nd. He scored a goal in the Champions League final, in fairness. But the winner is obvious. It's obviously Lamine Yamal. There's no debate here. He's arguably the best player in the world, never mind the Copper Trophy winner. Let me know what you think about all the nominations. Has someone missed out? Have I ranked someone too high or too low? Let me know what you think in the comments. So the nominees for the Yashin Trophy 2025 are out, and as usual, the Ballon d'Or have had an absolute mare here. I'm going to rank all the nominees from 10 to 1, and the first 4 or 5 shouldn't even be in there, to be honest. There's a lot better options than them. At 10, I've got Emiliano Martinez, and this nominee is absolutely embarrassing. He's still living off 2 or 3 years ago when they won the World Cup. How is he still being nominated for the Ballon d'Or when he's had a very mid-year for an Aston Villa side who missed out on Europe? 9, Jan Oblak, obviously a great goalkeeper in the past, but they're literally just nominating goalkeepers based on merit. He didn't really have that good a year for Atletico Madrid this year. Then got Bono at 8. I mean, you can't really be getting nominated for this when you're playing out in Saudi Arabia. I know he had a decent Club World Cup, but come on. At 7, I've gone with Lucas Chevalier. I don't mind this nominee. He's only 23. He's had a good year. A bit of an outside option, I guess, but I wouldn't have nominated him in my top 10, to be honest. At 6, I've gone with Thibaut Courtois. Again, similar to Jan Oblak, I think he's living off merit. It wasn't his best year in a Real Madrid shirt. He shouldn't be nominated for the Yashin Trophy. From this point on, I think these nominees make sense. At 5, I've gone with Alisson. He's not had his best year because of injuries, really. Obviously, he missed a lot of football, but he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League and in the world, so he'll take 5th place in my list. And then, to be honest, I think the top 4 is way ahead of everyone else. I think this is a clear top 4. David Raya is coming in 4th place. He had a very, very good year for Arsenal, had the joint most clean sheets in the Premier League. And he had the joint most clean sheets with Matt Sells, who comes in at 3rd for me. An absolutely amazing year for him. Sort of come out of nowhere. Wasn't spoke that much about in France and had a great year and deservingly nominated for this award. But then the top 2 is obvious, to be honest. I don't think you can have this any other way. At 2nd, I've gone with Jan Sommer. He's 36. I did not realise he was that old, but he's had a great year for Inter Milan. And the winner will obviously be Gianluigi Donnarumma. There's not going to be any suspense on this one. He will win the Yashin Trophy. But let me know what you think below. Let me know what you think about the nominations. I think they're absolutely awful. There's so many bigger names that could have been nominated. But that's the Ballon d'Or for you, isn't it? Let me know what you think below.